The clock on the wall reads 4:47 a.m. 6 years ago. She was somebody else entirely. She was 23, barefoot under a jacaranda tree in San Miguel de la Sierra, laughing while Mateo kissed purple petals from her hair. He had just been accepted to medical school in the capital, and he swore on his mother's grave that nothing would ever come between them. "I will build you a house with blue shutters," he said, "and every morning you will wake up to the smell of your own bakery downstairs." Sophia believed him with every beat of her heart. She baked wedding cakes for half the village, saved every peso, and mailed them packages of pan dulce, wrapped in wax paper and love notes. Then came the distance. Then came the silences. Then came the day she borrowed her cousin's car, drove 7 hours to surprise him, and opened the door to his dorm room with a basket of still warm conscience in her arms. Mateo was naked. S.O. was Valentina Castro, the daughter of the richest surgeon in the city, the girl, who wore university like expensive perfume. The basket hit the floor, sweet bread scattered like broken promises. Valentina laughed, low and lazy, pulling the sheet higher. Mateo scrambled after Sophia, shouting her name, but she was already running, the taste of betrayal metallic on her tongue. She drove home through the night with the windows down so the wind would rip the tears from her face before they could fall. The village that once adored her now whispered behind hands. The doctors. Girlfriend wasn't good enough, they say. Her boss at the bakery fired her for crying into the dough. Her mother begged her to pray. Sophia started drinking whatever burned fastest. Point one night, the tequila told her Valentina deserved to feel what a broken heart felt like. She took the kitchen knife she used for cutting tres leches, wrapped it in a dish towel, and drove back to the city. She waited outside the Castro mansion until the gates opened and Valentina stepped out in a red dress and diamonds. The fight was short, ugly, drunken. Point 17. Stab wounds. The prosecutor said later. Point 17. Mateo arrived just as the ambulance lights painted the walls red. He looked at Sophia covered in someone else's blood and could not speak. The trial lasted 9 days. Sophia sat silent while newspapers called her the jealous peasant who slaughtered an angel. She never told the jury that Valentina had pulled a blade first. She never told them she could not remember half of what happened. She only looked at Mateo once, when they brought him to testify, and he could not meet her eyes. Death sentence in appeals. She wanted it over. Back in the cell. The clock clicks to 4:52 and the door opens, and Diego Morales steps in carrying a tray. He is 35, broad-shouldered, face carved from years of keeping order in hell. His wife and unborn daughter died in a car wreck 5 years ago. Since then, he has worn the same blank mask every shift. Tonight, he is the last guard Sophia will ever see. He sets the tray down. 3 tamales wrapped in corn husks, a small bottle of Coca-Cola, a single yellow marigold someone left at the gate. Last meal. Sophia does not look at it that Diego's voice is gravel. "Eat something, Ramirez." She lifts her head. Her eyes are dark, enormous, ancient. "Do you believe in forgiveness, sir?" she asks, so softly he almost misses it. He snorts. "People who do what you did don't get forgiveness. They get what's coming." He has said worse to worse people, but the words taste bitter tonight. She nods like she expected nothing else and turns her face to the wall. Point 4:55 a.m. The warden's voice crackles over the intercom. 5 minutes, Morales. "Bring her." Diego unlocks the ankle chain from the floor bolt. Sophia stands, swaying. Her knees buckle. She catches herself on the table, then sinks all the way to the tiles, forehead pressed to the cold floor. "Please," she whispers, voice cracking open like an egg. "Before they kill me, I need to see the Virgin Mary. Just once. That's all I ask. Please." The 2 guards outside the door laugh nervously. The warden snaps, "You've got 4 minutes left on Earth, Ramirez. No statues in this block." Sophia's shoulders shake with sobs that have no sound. "I don't need a statue. I just need to see her. Please." Something shifts behind Diego's eyes. Something he buried the day they lowered 2 caskets in the ground. His wife had clutched a wooden rosary until her fingers turned white. He still carries it in his left pocket. Though he has not touched it in years, he hears himself speak before his brain catches up. "Warden, give me 2 minutes alone with her." You've lost your mind, Morales. I've been on this road 12 years without a single incident. 2 minutes. A long silence. Keys rattle. The door slams shut. The lock clicks. Only Diego and Sofia remain, the clock bleeding seconds like blood. He towers over her, fists clenched. What kind of trick is this? You think God drops in for murderers at the last second? Sophia lifts her tear-streaked face. I don't deserve her. My mama used to say Our Lady loves the worst ones most because we need it more. I just want to say sorry before I can't anymore. Diego's hand moves without permission, slipping in his pocket, closing around the worn beads. His throat burns. He tries to speak and nothing comes. Then, hoarse, shocked at his own voice, he begins. Dios te salve, Maria, Lina iris de gracia. Sophia's eyes widen. She dragged herself to her knees, chains clinking, and joins him, voice small but steady. El Señor es contigo. Bendita tu iris entre todas las mujeres. They stumble through the prayer together, two broken people reciting childhood words in a room that smells of bleach and endings. When they reach Ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. The lights flicker hard, once, twice. The temperature in the room climbs 10 degrees in a heartbeat. A soft blue glow blooms in the corner where no light has any right to be. The blue light thickens, gathers, becomes a woman. Not a statue, not a picture, a living presence wrapped in a mantle the color of midnight sky just before dawn. Her feet do not quite touch the grimy floor. Her eyes carry every sorrow the world has ever known, yet they rest on Sophia with a tenderness that makes the girl's chest cave and Sophia's mouth opens. But no sound comes. She crawls forward on her knees, chains dragging like anchors, and presses her forehead to the tiles in front of the glowing feet. Madre, perdoname, perdoname. The words spill out raw, ugly, years of poison finally leaving her body. Diego stands frozen. The rosary burns in his fist like it is made of hot coal. He sees his wife's face inside the Virgin's face, sees the exact same gentle half-smile she gave him the moment the machines stopped beeping 5 years ago. His knees hit the floor, so hard the crack echoes. The mask he has worn since the funeral splits clean in two. The lady lifts one hand, but not a hand of flesh, but a hand of light, and places it first on Sophia's bowed head. Warmth pours through the girl's skull, down her spine, into every dark corner where shame has lived since the night of the knife. Sophia gasps like someone pulled from deep water. The weight of 17 stab wounds, of Mateo's horrified eyes, of the village whispers, of the judge's gavel, all of it lifts, floats away, dissolves. Then the hand of light moves to Diego. It rests against the scar on his cheek. He got the night he punched a wall, until his knuckles split, screaming at a God who took his family. The scar tingles, then cools. He feels his daughter kick inside his chest for the first time since the ultrasound photo turned into an empty coffin. A sob tears out of him, animal and helpless. Neither of them hears words with their ears, but both hear the same sentence inside their hearts, clear as church bells at sunrise. I have never left you. You're already forgiven. Let go. The glow brightens until the whole cell is underwater blue. For one endless second, the chains fall from Sophia's wrists with a soft clink, though no key never touched lock. Then the light folds in on itself, gentle as breath, and is gone. The clock reads 4:59 and 30 seconds. The door explodes open. Point four guards rush in with the warden shouting, "Time! Move her to the table now." They stop halfway across the threshold. Sophia is on her knees, wrists raw but unchained, face shining like someone lit a candle behind her skin. Diego is beside her, shoulders shaking, rosary dangling from his fingers, tears cutting clean lines through 5 years of prison dust on his cheeks. The warden finds his voice. What the hell just happened in here? Before anyone can answer, the intercom crackles to life with a voice no one expected at 5 in the morning. Hold the execution. Repeat. Hold the execution. New evidence just came in. The room tilts. A lawyer none of them has ever met is on the line. breathless that a maid from the Castro mansion has finally come forward with security footage that sat forgotten on an old hard drive. The video shows Valentina lunging first with a letter opener, Sophia defending herself. Valentina is still breathing, still speaking when the ambulance arrived. She told the paramedic, the village girl, she didn't mean, before slipping into coma. The tape was buried by Valentina's father to protect the family name. The maid's conscience won at 3:47 a.m. tonight. The warden stares at Sophia, at Diego, at the impossible loose handcuffs lying on the floor like dead snakes. He makes the only call he can: stand down. Prisoner Ramirez is to be returned to her cell pending emergency review. 1 year later, a tiny bell rings above a bakery door in the old part of the city. The sign reads Segunda Oportunidad in hand-painted in bright blue letters. Inside, the air is thick with cinnamon and rising dough. Sophia, hair long again, tied back with a red ribbon, slides a tray of warm conchas toward a line of children who pay with smiles instead of coins. She looks up when the bell rings a second time. Diego stands in the doorway, thinner, eyes softer, wearing a plain white shirt instead of a uniform. The rosary hangs around his neck now. No longer hidden, he carries a single yellow marigold. Sophia wipes flour from her hands and walks around the counter. Neither speaks at first. Then she smiles, small, real, the first smile that belongs only to her and not to guilt. Hot chocolate? She asks. He nods. She pours 2 cups. They sit at the little table by the window, where morning light paints everything gold. Steam curls between them like incense. Diego turns the marigold between his fingers. I quit the prison, he says. I know, she answers. I counsel kids now. The ones who still have a chance to choose different. I heard. They say you're good at it. Silence. Comfortable this time. Outside, jacaranda petals drift past the window, even though it is not the season. Sophia reaches across and touches the rosary. Do you still see her? She whispers. Every day, Diego says, and the kids who cry when they finally tell the truth, in the smell of bread at dawn, I in you. She looks down, cheeks warm. I still wake up scared sometimes that it was a dream. He covers her hand with his. Then we'll keep reminding each other it wasn't. Above the counter hangs a small painting, no bigger than a sheet of paper. Our Lady of Guadalupe, mantle blue. Eyes gentle, hands open. Someone has placed a fresh marigold at the bottom every single day since the bakery opened, and no one has ever seen who does it. The bell rings again. More customers, more life. Sophia stands, once minutes from death, stands up to serve them. Diego stands too, rolls up his sleeves, starts helping without being asked. Their shoulders brush as they pass each other behind the counter once, twice, like a promise neither needs to speak aloud. And somewhere in a corner of the world that still believes miracles happen when no one is looking, a soft blue light lingers for just a heartbeat, then moves on, looking for the next broken heart ready to be made whole. Because sometimes the greatest miracle is not that death is stopped, that it is that love is resurrected while the heart is still beating.